Let me start with you, Blake. How do you feel about the fact that you have been convicted of murder, yet were not armed and never pulled the trigger?
I feel like it's wrong. I feel like what we did, we committed a burglary. We didn't kill anyone.
Levi, there has been conflicting testimony about whether you were even in the house or not. How do you feel about sitting there with a murder conviction if you weren't even in the house?
I feel the same way. I feel like we shouldn't have been charged with it, and I feel like it should have been a burglary charge. But on my part, I can't really say much about my part.
Anthony, how do you feel about the fact that you have a murder conviction on you at this point?
I feel the same way as the other two boys, that it's a cruel and unusual punishment for us, and like what we should have been charged with was actually a burglary instead of murder, because we didn't pull the trigger or kill nobody, and I just feel the same as the other two boys.
Your mothers are here, Blake and Levi. Anthony, your mother is not here. I asked them if you guys were thugs, if you were bad boys with a bad history, just out wreaking havoc on a community as criminals, and they say absolutely, unequivocally, no, that was not the case. So let me ask you, I'll start with you, Blake. What the hell were you doing breaking into some man's house in the middle of the afternoon? What were you thinking?
Honestly, when I look back on it, I feel like I wasn't thinking at all. You know, the idea came up and I kind of just went with it, you know, kind of wasn't really using my head at all.
What did you do in this, Levi? Why did you not go in the house?
I just felt like I just didn't want to do it. I just decided that I just didn't want to. It's just not my type of environment to go break into people's houses.
What does it mean, do a lick?
It means to break into a house.
How do you know that?
It just the people. I just hear it like when I was at school or I was out just hanging out with people. They would say that type of term, and eventually I just got to knowing.
So that's just a street term
Street lingo.
for burglarizing a house, do a lick. And that's
Yes.
what your son said in his statement to the police, right?
They said they were
You've
gonna
read
do a
that.
lick.
He said we were just going to do a lick, which
Doesn't mean that he
doesn't
was the one that made it up, but yeah.
no,
that's
but
what-
it doesn't sound like, that's certainly not choir boy lingo.